Hey kids, today we are continuing our series called Forgiveness. It is one of the most important elements in the lives of every Christian. Last week, we talked about how revenge is not good and that we should pray for and forgive those who have hurt us. Today, we're learning another important lesson. We've been talking about how it is important that we forgive others. But what if you are the one in need of forgiveness? It's not always easy to say I'm sorry or to ask for forgiveness from others and even God. Well, today we're going to talk about that in our lesson. But before we do so, I want you to check out this awesome video.
Hey there, my name is Ashton, and welcome back to this series called
Forgiveness.
This is starting to freak me out. I am not having a good day today. I did something pretty bad. I feel so terrible about it. I was with my friends at the mall and we were just having fun shopping together when we went into my favorite store. And I saw this dress. It was so beautiful. It was the most perfect thing I had ever seen. It was absolutely gorgeous. I knew I had to have it. But then I looked at the price tag. It was so expensive. I knew there was no way I would ever be able to afford it. But I just had to have it. I mean, it was perfect. It was amazing. So I took it. I know, it's terrible. I feel so awful about it. I feel so bad. I don't think I can be forgiven.
I mean, I did take the dress back to the store and I confessed to the store owner what I had done, and he forgave me. But I just don't think God can forgive me for doing such a horrible thing.
I know. We've been talking all about
Forgiveness.
yes, that, and how everyone can be forgiven, but I don't know, I just feel so terrible. I don't know if I can ever be forgiven for what I've done. Hold on, I just remembered a story from the Bible. There was a man in the Bible who had done some terrible things that were way worse than what I did. He had done so many things wrong and sinned so many times that people wanted him to die.
Oh no!
But Jesus still forgave him. You know, maybe there is a chance that he'll forgive me too. In your lesson today, you're going to learn how you can be forgiven and how Jesus wants everybody to receive
Forgiveness.
Until next time, this is Ashton. See ya!
God is a loving and forgiving God. It doesn't matter how much you have done or how far from God you have run, He is always ready and willing to forgive. And that is exactly what we are going to learn about in our lesson today. But before we do so, let's check in with Wiggy Pop. He's going to teach us what you gotta know.
What you gotta know, what you gotta know, what you gotta know, what you gotta know. Hey there kids, my name is Wiggy Pop, and I'm here to have a rockin' time telling you what you gotta know. Today, we are answering the question, what if I need forgiveness? So every time today that you hear someone ask you what you gotta know, you tell them this: Jesus will forgive every single sin. You know, I've done a lot of bad things in my life. Ooh, I'm telling. Well, we've all sinned and done bad things in our life. Even you. Ooh, oh, that's true. But no matter what you've done, and no matter how badly you've sinned, Jesus will forgive you. So every time today that you hear someone ask you what you gotta know, you tell them this: Jesus will forgive every single sin. And that right there is what you gotta know. My name is Wiggy Pop, and I'll see you next time. Rock on!
Thank you. Oh, please hold the applause. Thank you. Well, I am the actor, and I'm here to teach you today's power verse. And if you want to be a great method actor like myself, you must know the power verse. So let's get to it. Today's power verse says, "But if we confess our sins to him, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all wickedness." 1 John 1:9. What a stupendous power verse! But if there's anything I've ever learned, it's that you'll never forget your lines, or the power verse in this instance, if you say it completely in character. So to help us, let's select today's character from the character box. Ah, yes, today's character is a wallaby with a goatee. Very distinguished. Acting, thank you. No, it actually is a snake. Snake. Yes, so I want all the boys and girls to stand with me on the count of 3 and say the power verse. 1, 2, 3. But if we confess our sins to him, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all wickedness. 1 John 1:9. Acting, thank you. Wow, that was superb. Well, I must get going, so I'll see you later, boys and girls. Exit stage left.
Today's Bible story is found in the book of Luke, chapter 23. It takes place in one of the saddest moments in the life of Jesus. For 3 years, Jesus had been teaching, loving, and helping the people that he encountered. And the problem was that the religious people felt threatened by him. They felt he was making them look bad. And they feared that the people were going to stop following them and stop listening to what they had to say. So they paid Jesus' disciple, named Judas, to betray him. And for 30 pieces of silver, Judas led the soldiers to the place where Jesus was praying. And they arrested Jesus, put him on trial, and then sentenced him to death on a cross. And that is where we find Jesus in the beginning of this story that we're talking about today. Jesus is nailed to a cross. He is hanging there between 2 thieves. 2 thieves who were guilty of many crimes in their lives, but Jesus was totally innocent. Suddenly, one of the thieves began to make fun of Jesus. He screamed, "If you are the king of the Jews, save yourself." Jesus didn't respond. He said nothing. Suddenly, the other thief began to take up for Jesus. He said, "Stop it. Don't you see? We are guilty, but he isn't." Then he spoke directly to Jesus. "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." This man understood that Jesus was the Son of God. He knew that Jesus was going to heaven, and he wanted to honor Jesus with his very last breath. Jesus turned to the thief who had just honored him and said, "Today you will be with me in paradise." What? How could this man who was a sinner, who was a thief, be with Jesus in paradise after he died? Wasn't it too late for him? Hadn't he been a sinner for too long? Wasn't he too bad for Jesus to save? Not at all. There is absolutely no one that is too bad for Jesus to save. No matter what you have done, Jesus is willing and ready to forgive you. No matter who you are, what you have done, what you need forgiveness from, Jesus is right there, ready to forgive you.